Nothing like this. I appreciate you coming all the way out here for sure.
This is easy.
Yeah, appreciate it. Well, you're welcome back no matter what, anytime. Because we're gonna have some fun. I promise you that.
There you go.
I will literally get the guys over here and we can have some fun with this. We can literally do. Oh, it's very fucking humbling, and it makes it like
it's real.
It's real. You know, I get used to shooting, foam targets, still targets, and
you've got all the time in the world to shoot at a stationary target.
Absolutely.
This thing, you've got a window.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we'll save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, check them out. What up? We are back for another episode, and what do we got? 207, Tomas. Yep, 207. And obviously Tomas is back in the building. So if we have any technical issues, that's the man to blame, because I can only do so much, you know what I mean? Like, just keep it over here, stop and record. That's all I can control. But today's guest, we got the one and only. I've been watching you on the IG, and we just keep messaging each other because you go to a lot of like Western Hunt deals, shoot at Bailey's.
I've been all over the country this year.
Oh, so you've been hustling.
Yeah, so 3 Western Hunt Fest events, Beast Mode, Archery, TAC. I shot TAC, Montage Mountain Archery Fest out in Pennsylvania. Been all over the country.
Oh, so you've been putting the
miles
wheels on the ground,
yep.
right?
But
well, good for you.
It's taking moving targets across the country so that people can experience it.
Yeah, so we got Sam here, and he is with
Archery in Motion.
Archery in Motion, and coming out of Colorado Springs. So first of all, thank you for coming all the way to my little place over here.
It's an easy commute.
And setting up. So we literally just got done shooting it in my backyard, and wow. It's like I seen it online.
Wow is a good way to put that.
I've literally seen it online, and I've seen like all these archers shoot it. And then I'm like, wow, I'm a little bit better than that guy. I'm a little bit better than that girl. And today I was like, okay, this is fucking real. Because what do we shoot at? 25, 30 yards? 25, yeah. And that was a little closer than probably what the rest of the people were shooting.
Yep.
But it was totally a different element for me.
Are different. And moving targets are challenging. And we went with 2 targets that you've never shot before, between the Big Shot Bigfoot and the Big Shot Coyote.
Yeah. On
a frontal shot on the Coyote. We won't talk about the Robin Hooded arrow that I got on you, but
I mean, we were hitting shafts. You ran through my shaft pretty hard. My shaft is limp dick now. You blasted through that bitch. Let's just talk about it. Let's just you hit a 12
straight through the middle of his.
Mine. Yeah. I do want to say this, like, I watched you put it together from start to finish, from carrying it up to the range to putting it up. You have a solar panel, battery, and a track system that I saw.
Yeah.
And I was more like, okay, how long is this going to take to put up? And, are we going to fucking have enough daylight here? Holy shit.
Under 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think if I watched a YouTube video of you, if I got my own system, I'm thinking, let's keep it real. Probably 30 minutes for me for the first time.
First time, sure.
But I was still blown away, like how fast you set it up.
And that's what it's designed for, right? So we talked about it earlier. I had 5 requirements when I first built this and designed this thing. Has to fit in the back of my truck. Has to be put together or disassembled in under 20 minutes. Has to fit any target from the armadillo all the way to the buffalo. Wireless controller, and I want to be able to shoot it on my own without somebody else running the button for me.
To me, that's an important part, because a lot of times you're not shooting with a lot of people, let alone hunt with other people.
Right.
You're the shooter, and you gotta like have that scenario in your head. And I think having that target or having that remote in your hand to do that by yourself is a game changer.
It is.
That's just one thing that I've noticed on it. And the other thing what blew my mind is watching this whole thing, how quiet it is and how, smooth. But literally it's realistic moving at a good pace where an animal would be at. Right.
Yep.
That being said you can move the buffalo.
Correct.
That is not a small target.
No.
And I will say, is it easy to put it on there? And
so while the coyote and Bigfoot targets were easy for me to put on by myself, right, flat out, the buffalo, the elk, the caribou, those are heavy targets. And while I can do them by myself, I don't choose to.
Right.
But the reality is that those are big, heavy targets. They're awkward. They're top heavy. They want to move and wiggle and roll. It's easier with 2 or 3 people to drop it down on there.
Absolutely.
Now, while I say the buffalo, it will do the elk, it will do the caribou. But like I said, out on the range, those are very, very top heavy targets where they want to wiggle. They want to try to roll the thing over. Buffalo has a lower center of gravity. As a wrestler,
it makes sense.
Understand that. So
for sure.
It's not as wobbly.
Well, anybody that's messed with these 3D targets know, those taller targets.
Yeah.
They sway. You got to get.
They're designed to be stationary.
Yeah, longer. Yeah, exactly. Longer rebar in there and everything. Yep. But the buffalo is not a small target. And I was only just thinking in my head, even at the coyote to the Bigfoot target that I've never shot, which is pretty badass. I could only imagine that animal moving across, the plains like that, and that's real bow hunting.
So I've had enough. What am I at? 18 months in. I've had a number of people tell me, it's kind of slow. And I actually got out one morning early in the woods.
Kind of slow, huh?
So got out early in the morning, out in the woods, grabbed a couple of videos of deer walking that had no idea I was there. And just a deer walking through the woods. They're about a 2 to 2.2, 2.3 mile an hour pace. If you think about what you just shot, it's the same speed.
Same speed.
So it really is designed to be an animal out in the woods that has no idea you're there. It's not going into screaming pace that's going to induce target panic like the targets that are on a string that are sliding down the pulleys, because those are inducing target panic, and you're going to break arrows there. Versus it's easy, it's comfortable, it helps you improve your shot process, and that's really what I wanted to go for.
I was thinking about that now that you said that, the string on the target and it flies down the fucking from a zip line, right? Like a zip line.
Yeah.
Way too fucking fast. Makes you fucking panic and rush your shot.
Yep.
Wasn't really realistic, right?
2 people to shoot it.
Yep.
And
yeah,
you've always got
drag it back up.
And you've always got the person that's downrange holding the string saying, okay, are you ready to let go? Yeah, go ahead and let go. And then they let go. They're still technically in that shooting line. With the remote control, shooting lines, it's non-existent.
Yeah. So, that's the other thing I was just thinking. I remember those things. And I believe back when I first started shooting American Bowman, back when it was over here by Windy Point, like one of their first ones, they had one like a bear on that. And I was like, damn, that motherfucking bear belongs in the Olympics.
He's screaming.
He's flying down that mountain, right? But to shoot still, you know what I mean? Like, you wanted to do it. But like I said, would I actually seen yours online versus me shooting it now, totally game changer. And it was fun to shoot.
And we shot it at 2 different angles, right?
Yeah.
Straight across, directionally straight across from you, and then one quartering to you.
Yeah.
And that quartering to you really changes the ballgame, because not only are you shooting a moving target, but you're shooting something that's closing the distance.
Yeah. Which is way different, right? And that's one thing that I can appreciate, because that's realistic. Like, he put a pig on there. I mean, you could do all kinds of different scenarios, right?
Yeah.
And or practice what you're going to hunt. When I saw that animal come at me, you put a bear, a pig on there, that is something could be realistic. And guess what, dude? When you're not shooting a recurve or something like that, you got to do instinct. You got to move.
You got to be ready.
And you got to be ready to shoot. I shot pretty damn well.
There was a couple wild ones, not like mine, but
we ain't gotta talk shit like that. But hey, he goes. You want Master to bring his bow out? Get your bow out. I said, yeah. Get your bow.
Hang on. Let's rephrase that. You said, let's see how the Master does it, and I said, oh, do you want me to go get my bow?
Yeah,
because you were implying that I
was talking about me, myself, in the third person, and then he went and got his bow, and then he blew my arrow out and got a 12 ring. And I was like, oh, shit. He's pretty much said, here, hold my beer. Let me show you something.
But I've been practicing on this for a year and a half, right? This is my world.
Yeah. No, and it was good. It was a blast. Like I said, I love new things, and especially if it has anything to do with archery, right?
And that's what it should be.
And it was such a fun experience. I mean, I got to say that. I'm not saying that just because you're here on the podcast and you're at my house. No, like I call spade a spade, right? Like I'll be like, it was kind of slow. No, it was the perfect speed.
It is.
And like I told you out there, we moved that sucker out there
40, 50, 60.
50 yards. It's a different ball game.
Oh yeah.
And that is why I know it's hunting season coming up, but we're gonna have to like do like some kind of fall shootout here. If someone, we get a little break between hunts, because I feel like it'll be a blast. Like, let's see it, you know what I mean? And like maybe I'll throw like $100 bill on there, fold it up, and see who can shoot it, and like let's have some fun with it.
We
You
can
know
absolutely
what I mean?
do that.
I think that would be some good content and a hell of a time, right?
Absolutely. Everybody have fun with that.
Yeah, and but it just the experience I had in what we shoot, 30, 40 minutes of it. I will say this, guys. If you have a spot, every archery range should have one of these. I'm not gonna lie there.
I would agree.
But not everybody has their own archery range in the backyard.
But even your backyard, let's talk about that before you finish that sentence. If you look at your backyard, it is straight up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
It is uneven terrain. We put it at a good camber.
Yep.
Coming towards you, right? And then we put it diagonal, and then we put it coming down the hill. Did it work at all those different angles?
100%. That's why. When you said that, you hit the nail on the head. You don't need flat surface. Everybody has the perfect flat shot, but realistically, like I guess that's what I get the biggest feedback when people come out here, and probably what they get at American Bowman too, or any archery big or mountain. Oh, I'm so used to shooting on a flat
level ground.
I'm, and I'm like, yeah, it's real. Like, and whether you're hunting the sandhills in Nebraska or whatever, it's shoot on uneven ground. And I feel like I think I'd be like a badass bow practicing.
There's always lessons to be learned.
Oh, there's lessons for sure.
And this thing will humble people in a heartbeat.
100%. And I was more worried about losing an arrow for missing. But goddamn it, you Robin Hood my shit. I was like, damn, I lost my own arrow because of him shooting my own shaft. But it was cool. And like we were saying, like it was smooth, quiet, and it worked on my uneven terrain. And I will say this, like I have some cool 3D targets out there. And all I could think about was like, oh, I want to put this target on it.
Let's see what that one looks like on it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how my brain works. And like, I could only imagine like my kids, oh my God, I could shoot a movie. How good you are. Let's practice.
But that's where it comes into play, right?
Yeah.
We're already trying to bring that younger generation into the archery space, which we need to, right? That's future generations of hunters.
Absolutely.
So we need to keep them in there. This helps entice them to get into that mix, right? That little bit of movement really, if they're bored of shooting because dad has spent the last 3 days out here shooting, throw moving in there and this is something new, it's something different, it's something unique, it's something fun.
Well, that's honestly like when I started shooting with we were talking about him today.
Wolf?
No, the target that flows up the
Jerry, MTS.
Jerry, yeah, MTS, right? My brain went fart there.
Words are hard.
Yeah, especially a guy like me. We were talking about new things in the archery world, right? I'm all about it. Like I love anything to do with the bow I'm in, right? Like I just feel like it's cool. The difference between MTS is like the moving targets is fun. It's a blast. I love it. My kids love it. Everybody that comes over and shoots it is a different scenario thing from what you have. You have something more for hunters, archers, and it's more realistic to what, I guess big game hunters look forward to.
Jerry's is a great scenario if you're planning on shooting birds.
Yeah.
As you're walking along.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? If you're doing grouse or turkey, it's great practice for that.
Yep.
You can't dispute that in the slightest. I don't know that I chase dove with it, but
Oh hell no. I can barely fucking shoot a fucking buffalo moving, you know what I mean?
But this is because of the options that you get from the size of the targets and from the distance, that 100-yard wireless controller, you can make some really fun, challenging shots out of this thing.
Oh, it was a blast. And like, that's what I was saying is like, you know, I shoot still targets all the time, not the steel metal targets, but I do. Like I go to attack and we do those. And I did pretty well at that. Colorado, I think I cleaned everything. I even got in the truck.
Nice.
I did really well, right? And but this would be something to add in their mix as a novelty shot, and you know, I could only promote it, right? Like, because it's something so cool. I think that shooters would do it.
That 113-yard on the Caribou.
Yeah,
it's been 113-yard on the Caribou for the last 5 years.
Was that 111? I think in Colorado.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, somewhere right? Close, right?
But it's here and stationary. You have all the time in the world to line up on that target. You have all the time in the world to make that perfect shot. When you put this out there, that time window goes to nothing.
Yeah,
and you're struggling to get there.
It's instinct is what you have. Either you got it or you don't, right?
But this changes, or this shows who the dot shooters are versus who the hunters are.
Yep. I would say that what you just said right there is very true. It's how many, I mean, we all as archers, and I said this to you before we started the podcast, like as hunters, we all want an animal to sit still and want us to shoot it, right? But let's keep it real. What animal sits there and says, "Hey, kill me, motherfucker"?
They don't.
They don't, right?
I was having a conversation with Joe from Elk Bros, and we were having the conversation. He said, "Sam, we teach how to stop those animals." I said, "That's great." I said, "In New Mexico, they might stop, but in Colorado, they've been hunted so hard and so heavy for the years that if you try to throw that elk call out there, cow call, whatever, one of two things is going to happen: they're going to run this way, or they're going to run this way." But they're not going to stop. So you're better off practicing on a moving target, getting comfortable with that shot, send that arrow out there, let it hit, then make your call.
Yep. Yeah, make it stop and freeze up, like, well, I mean, that's what you do when you hit an elk, right? You call to stop it and, hopefully
it drops right.
That makes a great point. What I was getting at is, everybody wants to make an ethical shot and this and that. And like, let's keep it real, guys. Like, we are all trying to make that animal stop and have that, perfect shot. But how many turkeys have shot at because they're fucking walking?
Everyone's moving.
Everyone moving. There's not one that I've ever shot at.
Hogs. Never stop moving.
Never stop moving.
Turkeys never stop moving.
Yeah.
Mule deer will occasionally stop.
Yep.
Elk might stop for a blink.
Yep.
But you have to be ready to take that shot. And if it decides to take that next step, this is the way to practice.
Yeah. No, that's realistically, and I guess that's what kind of caught my attention on this whole thing is, every animal, we're moving through trees, moving through whatever. And like, that's just a whole nother ball game of what you could do with this whole thing.
So we put it on your range because it was a nice flat open area.
Yep.
We've had it going through trees. The prototype is that 62-foot oval track. So you could put a clump of aspens, scrubs, trees in the middle of it, watch your target disappear, and then hope like hell when it comes out that you're ready to go.
Yeah.
It really does improve that practice, improve your shot process, and build that skill set.
Maybe even holding longer. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, because there's been times where I've had to hold my bow back for a minute, and I'm like, oh my God, hurry up, take a step, and then it stops right behind the tree.
Yep, vitals are covered.
So, it's just like, come on. So I could see how it all plays an effect of like being a better archer, right?
Well,
I mean,
you had me running the buttons because it's the first time you experienced it.
Right.
And I was running the buttons, you were shooting it. Then I was running the buttons, we were both shooting it. Cool. There's two modes on that. One is push once and it moves from one end to the other. And then it stops. The other setting is if you've got your buddy holding the button, as long as he's holding the button, it's moving. When he lets go, it stops moving.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can do this because your friends
are assholes.
Friends.
And making it stop and what's time. Yeah. I want to be that guy controller when I have that $100 bill out there.
Here we go.
Yeah. That's cool though. I did not know it did that That deal.
multiple settings. Yep.
Let's see some of the videos that you have on your website. So what is your website at? So guys can check it.
www.archery, the letter N, motion.com.
Okay. It's pretty self-explanatory.
It is archery in motion.
Yeah. And which it is.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you guys, this platform is I was kind of blown away. It's like a little tank on wheels. You know what I mean?
So it's funny you say that. I was a tank mechanic in the Army, which is why I've got that welding skill set, that heavy steel skill set.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And then I jumped out of I got injured, got out of the Army, spent the next 22 years working in IT. There's the technology side. Mix that with 35 years as a hunter and competitive shooter, you have this.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for your service.
Cheers.
And thank you for coming out with such a freak gadget, because it is something fun, and I feel like people need to at least check it out.
Absolutely.
And see it. Either if you don't buy it, tell your local archery shop, archery range to get a hold of you, because literally, I think, like I said, every archery range should have this, and it's affordable for them.
It is.
I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, oh yeah, this is totally doable if you are in the business for.
If you spend time shooting arrows, I know what you spend on your bow.
Mm-hmm.
So I had at the Hunt Expo back in April, I had a gentleman say, well, $2,000's too expensive. And I looked at him as politely as I could and said, you spent $2,000 on your bow. And his wife looked at him. He goes, well, thank you for that. And I said, let's call it what it is.
Yeah, spade's a spade. You fucking call me out some my shit. You don't even know anything about how much labor and how much parts cost.
But $2,000 is really not that expensive for something that you can have years worth of play fun.
Well, that's my next question is because I haven't asked you about this at all.
Sure.
What is a warranty? What is parts? What is? I mean, I saw a solar panel on it, and I saw the rubber track, but what's the weather do over years, and talk to me.
Great questions. So, from a warranty perspective, now shooting sports, right? From a warranty perspective in the shooting sports world, there are few and far between warranties.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those, right?
Okay.
I can't guarantee what somebody's going, how they shoot, what kind of shot they are.
Yeah.
So I can only do so much there. That is an 1/8-inch steel plate cover around the battery and the motor.
Yeah.
So you're going to play hell trying to get an arrow into that.
Right.
But and that's why I built it. So because of that, there's no warranty associated with it.
But at the same time, you can't control a motherfucker dropping it out of their truck and stuff like that. So I get that.
Yep.
And people should understand that, right?
Now, from a wear and tear perspective, that solar panel, $150, that's very affordable. If you need to replace it, if someone steps on it, cracks it, puts an arrow through, whatever the case may be, right? The belt, the drive belt that it runs on is the next piece. Those are running about $25.
Oh, so totally doable, replaceable.
The battery is about $100.
Just like any ATV battery is what it is.
I had a gentleman put an arrow into one of those wheels on the cart.
Okay.
And he kind of he did the same thing you just did.
Wow.
I said, don't worry, you only have to pay for the whole thing. And he kind of, really? I said, I'm kidding. It's a demo unit. It's no big deal. But those sets of wheels are $30 for a pair of two. So from a cost perspective.
Yeah. Once you make the official purchase.
That's the easy part. That's the hard part, right?
Yeah.
Everything's powder coated. So as long as you're not slamming arrows into it all the time.
Yeah.
Now, everything is pre-drilled for firearms target.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about firearms.
Yep. So everything's pre-drilled to you can put an IDPA, USPSA, IPSC type target or steel plate on it as well. It's already pre-drilled for it.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah, because I wanted something that gives a little bit more playground and wiggle room. Right?
Yeah, hitting different demographics of the market of the outdoor industry. I mean, this is fucking cool. I would love to. Do you have any of the guys shooting any rifle targets on
deep in my YouTube videos?
Okay,
to go dig in for a minute.
Well, I just want to see this website real quick. So you got a ram on there, doll sheep on there.
That's a doll sheep. That's not a small target.
No, that's a huge target.
That steel plate Reinhardt is not a light target.
You got the elk, mini elk,
full size bighorn sheep.
Yep.
So,
dude, how cool is this? There's the Bigfoot.
That shows you what it's really capable. The range of targets that you can put on. It's threaded rebar on the bottom of it, so If the target has different leg dimensions, undo the nut on the threaded rebar, move it out to where the leg dimensions are, tighten the rebar back up, you're good to go. Drop the target on it. It really is less than 3 minutes to change targets.
Yeah, that's freaking sweet. I really do think this is something people really need to check out, because the platform itself is just like, yeah, that's exactly what you need for a 3D animal, you know? And yeah, no zip line there, just straight track.
Straight track.
And we did it even up here on the mountain. So I am a fan of it. And
those are the two models that are in production right now. Like I said, there is a third model in prototype.
Okay.
And that's that 62-foot oval track. So 62 linear feet worth of distance. So you get quartering to, quartering away, broadside, frontal, and 12-foot distance changes, all in that same shot scenario. We put the Buffalo target on it. We let it run in a circle on a 36-volt battery for 6 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So all it did was round and round and round and round and round for about 6 hours.
Wow.
So,
and that's not a light target.
No.
That's crazy. That is something so cool. And
that one's got 16-inch rototiller tires on the front.
Okay. 2
electric wheelbarrow motors. So that's what's driving all the power.
Yep.
The 16-inch rototiller tires are what give it all the traction. It, as long as it stays on the track, it really will climb anywhere you want it to.
That is crazy.
And the track sections are somewhere between 3 to 5 foot long,
really,
depending on whether it's or a corner section.
The one we have on here, what was that? 10
That's
foot?
10 foot.
10 foot, yeah, which is plenty enough.
Yep.
For going back and forth and hours of fun.
Right.
Like, how long would a battery like that, like on a solar charge?
So, Bailey's been using theirs for 2 months off a solar panel.
And that's it.
Solar panel only. Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yep.
Good for you and good for them for
they
doing
were
it. And like
American
honestly,
Bowman, they loved the idea. They loved the concept of it. They said, "Can we see a demo?" So I took it up there, dropped it off, set it up, 20 minutes. They played with it for about an hour, shot it for 24 arrows, and said, "Yeah, we have to have one." Been up there 2 months.
Yeah. I'm pissed off at myself because I haven't went over there and shot it. It's so funny, man, because I used to go there all the time with Snyder, and
range.
I know that's kind of the perks of it is, but I like, the hiking and doing it. It's just, the time going there when I can come. If my kids are yelling, my wife needs something, like I'm right here. You know what I mean? And it's been kind of nice that I've been having people come over now in the summertime. We shoot, we podcast, and we have fun. Yeah. So it's a little nice of the convenience, and it's a perk of living up here, I guess.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I do miss American Bowman, because what a great course,
and
what great people over there too.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's honestly, like, we ran our the best tournament over there for 5 years, and they're just, Bree and Scott were before Daniel.
Yep.
But Daniel, what a G,
Oh, he's great.
Awesome dude.
Him and Adam are fantastic.
Yeah. And it's like I said, I got nothing but good things to say about that club, because push that club because it's realistic. The shots, the animals are great. It's just a good course. Period.
Even before I came over here, got up this direction early, so I took my drone out and I was flying over their space to just give them some overhead video and overhead drone footage so that they can put some new stuff up on the website for them.
That's awesome. That's cool. And I will say this, I kind of want to know a little bit about you, Sam.
Sure.
Like, how long have I know you were in the military and you live in Washington, you said, and this and that, but like outside of Boulder too,
careful about that.
I won't hate on you there. But like I guess, like, what got you into archery, young hunter, I guess
all the above. So I grew up on the farms out in East Boulder, just north of Lafayette, when it was still farm country. My parents needed to give me something to do outside of getting into trouble, so they introduced me to 4-H. And as a farm kid, most 4-H farm kids go into animals, whether it's chickens, rabbits, horses, or cows, or whatever the case may be. And I said, I want to go into firearms.
Oh, shit. You went, yeah. They probably were like, what?
And my dad looked at me and said, really? I said, yep. And he said, 10 years old. You know what that means? I said, yep. And so they got me started shooting competitively at age 10, went to the state fair 3 years in a row, Shot second, third, and third at a state fair level at 10, 11, and 12 years old. Shot competitively all the way through the time that I went into the military. Shot everything the Army had to offer, from 9mm pistol all the way to howitzers, tanks, MLRS.
No shit.
Yeah, I shot everything the Army had to offer.
Good for you.
It was a lot of fun. As a mechanic, you get to play with a lot of that stuff because as you're working on it, hey, we got extra ammo. You want to send rounds downrange? Absolutely, let's go. Right.
Yeah.
So I got to go play with everything that the Army had.
Yeah.
I got injured, got crushed by a tank,
Oh.
had leg crushed, and so the Army said, if you can't run, you're done. Out you go. Cool. So went out. I was working on the M1A2 tanks, which were predominantly digital instead of the M1A1s, which were mostly analog. So I got working into the IT space on the tanks. I got out of the Army, said, IT 2001, that's a good space to get into. Let's go.
Yeah.
Worked in that for 22 years. When I started Archery in Motion last year, I walked away from a 22-year-long IT career. My last position was a senior manager at credit union.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. The big headquarters building down in Colorado Springs, I helped build that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, big major projects.
Yeah.
Huge. So took all that experience, plus my time as a hunter. Dad got me started at age 12 here in Colorado, hunting pronghorn with a rifle, 30-06. Chased that all the way through today. I still chase animals every year. I'm not a collector. I don't have any skulls. I don't have any hides. I don't have any teeth. I don't have any feathers. It's not my thing. I want to fill the freezer every year. That's my trophy.
Yeah.
When I got out of the Army, I had some severe PTSD, and I spent years in the bottom of a bottle, which was not the best way to do it.
Yep.
So about 14 years ago, I discovered archery. Somebody turned me onto it and said, just come shoot with me.
14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So started shooting archery, started bow hunting. Didn't start competing until I moved back to Colorado 5 years ago. So I shot just as a bow hunter and practiced year round for all those years. When I moved to Colorado, somebody said, Sam, you're a good shot. You really should compete. And so I got into competitions. Then I realized there's a lot of snootiness in that. And I decided I didn't want to play that game. So I go compete for fun, but not for scores.
Yeah.
I'll still go have fun, but it's really not, I'm not trying to win money. I'm not trying to, and I'm a decent shot. You just shot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're good. I would say,
I'm a decent shot.
Yeah. Great.
And so now it's just for fun. And like I said, I needed something to do because I was tired of shooting stationary targets. I was tired of hearing about the number of wounded animals each year because of lack of practice on moving targets. And so, all right, let's build something that creates a moving target, changes the scenario, changes the ball game. Let's create a business out of it. And so here we are, Archery in Motion.
And you said, how long have you started out? When was the prototypes versus day launching?
I started the design 3 years ago on a bar napkin after shooting Colorado TAC 3 years ago.
Okay.
So I shot five or
I was
four
up
courses.
there.
Yeah, I have 4 courses. There. I shot everything we got done.
Oh, you shot 4 courses. God damn.
3 days.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was brutal.
Fucking brutal, bro.
I mean, this year I shot 3 courses over 2 days.
Yeah, you got more fucking balls and brains. That's for sure.
48 years old, solo hunter. I put myself through a lot.
Yeah. Before we jump the gun on anything, so you said you got ran over by a tank, right?
Crushed, but yes.
Crushed. Well, either way, it doesn't sound fucking easy, right? Crushed, ran over, fucking. I don't give a fuck if I got nudged by a tank. Yep. It's gonna fucking leave a mark.
Yep.
And you can still physically get up and down the mountain.
You saw me?
Yeah. I
ruck up.
Yeah, right? You man the fuck up. Huh?
Ruck up.
Yeah.
It's just a part of life.
Okay.
So for years, I had walked with a limp for a number of years because the muscles were crushed completely flat.
I didn't know you were limping. I thought you were pimping, dog.
Well played. So for years I walked with a limp. I spent a lot of time with some physical therapies.
Yeah.
And they helped me redevelop all those muscle tissues and work around it. And so now it's just, okay, ruck up, let's go.
You can only do so much. And then if you want to continue to do the love that you love, you got to just
do it and suck it up. So last year was a mule deer, 55-yard heart shot. It was 6:50 at night when I dropped her. It was almost 9 o'clock by the time I got done cutting her up. And as I'm in the dark cutting her up, I had coyotes all the way around me.
Oh, yeah.
And I could hear them within 100 yards of me, right? growling, howling, making noise, whipping.
Yeah.
And I went, there's not a piece of her that's going to stay here. It's
Yeah.
coming out with me.
Yeah.
132-pound pack later.
Oh, you fucking crazy.
2.5 miles.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't leaving it.
Yeah.
So ruck up, lay it flat on the ground, load the pack, full gutless method on the animal, lay the pack down, lay down in it, strap in, roll over, push up, knees up, get your feet underneath you. Let's go.
And you did it.
All 2.5 miles.
Hell
Now,
yeah.
I hurt for 3 days afterwards.
Yeah,
Don't
guarantee
take.
you.
Yeah, it's just how that plays
But
out.
you got the animal out, which you
Yeah.
fucking killed, and
Yep.
and you did the right thing.
66
Because you know
pounds of meat.
damn well those cows would have ate the shit out of it.
They left. There was nothing left of that carcass the next day.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you. And that's kind of like the hit and miss with a lot of things is like when you shoot a late animal at night and you're like, oh man, I gotta let it sit overnight.
Nope.
I'm willing to fucking at least try to recover the animal because I know when I come back, I'm not a big trophy guy, right? What you were just saying, like I hunt to fill my freezer, right? But is it nice to go and show my kids now and whatever? Or yes, it is, but it's more the process of getting the meat out, and that's why we do it, right? Like we should do it, right?
You should put in the effort.
Right.
That's why you've done it.
And I have had it backfire a couple of times on me, but guess what? I bumped the animals and got out of their bed, but either way, if I would have let it sit there, I would have got nothing, right? Luckily, the next morning, I found it again, laid it up, and that kept it moving.
Right.
I was lucky enough to find a deer like that, and the coyotes did not get it. So and then I've also bumped deer or an elk.
Yep.
And I've gotten shit out of it. You know what I mean? It just sucks, man. That's a part of where you want to get a real ethical shot and make it happen. But
that's why you should practice.
It's not just we all practice, right?
It's not just to pull your bow out in June, practice June, July, and August to go hunt in September, and then put your bow away until June again.
Yeah.
You should be year round sending arrows.
Yeah. Yeah. That's already, I was telling you earlier today, like, look at my backyard off my deck. Like literally
you're launching from the deck.
Yeah. But like, this is the first year that I have not had a bunch of parties, guys shooting over here all summer long. Like we shoot all the time. This has been the most chill summer for me. Not chill. Crazy summer for me because now my kids are in different sports and doing shit now, and I'm not here as much.
Right.
So I get the part where life gets in the way, but if you are gonna be a hunter and you're gonna bow hunt or even rifle hunt, it doesn't fucking matter. You gotta at least fucking put your time in.
So, like you said, 14 years as a bow hunter. Okay. I haven't touched my rifle in 13 years till last year. Veteran, so I signed up with all the different hunting organizations to take veterans out. And one of them called me last year after I got back from my bow hunt. I said, "Hey, we got your name on a whitetail hunt up in northern Wyoming." Okay, cool. Bow hunt? No, it's rifle. Guys, I haven't touched my rifle in 13 years.
Fuck.
He said, "Do you know how?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." He said, "Okay, cool. Well, we'll see you when you get up here." All right. So I took the rifle out, put 5 rounds through it. Yep.
They're all good. Yeah. Group.
All centered up. Cool. Drive to northern Wyoming. Day 2. Lay down out there. Sitting on the fence line. Here come the whitetail. Dude sitting next to me says, "Well, you're up." I said, "Okay, cool." So range it 334 yards. Put the rifle barrel on. Whitetail drops in her spot. Just flat falls over. He looks at me and goes, "Didn't you say you haven't shot?" I said, 13 years. He goes, "What the hell?"
Dropped it, huh?
He goes, "Seriously?" I said, "I haven't done it. I didn't say I didn't know how."
Yeah, there's a difference, right? There really is a difference.
Anybody can lay down behind a rifle and pull a trigger.
Yep.
Bow hunting's a little harder.
Oh, it's
Solo bow hunting is even harder.
Yeah, it's significantly harder, and I think that's why a lot of guys like it, right? I'll be the first one to admit, like, I stepped away from rifle hunting because I got into bow hunting, and I was like, dude, that inner count is such a Now, granted, have I killed an elk in the last 3 years, 4 years? No. I've been in the fucking. Have I had opportunities? Fuck yes,
As long as you've had the opportunity.
yes. And that's on me, right?
Yep.
Like I was shaking like a queer at a hot dog factory, so hard. One time I had a big ass one, and I should have shot the biggest elk of my life, but I was shaking so hard I couldn't do it. Right?
So that also helps eliminate that target panic.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Because
can
you've
see
already
that.
taken that shot 1,000 times by the time you get up
Yeah.
there. It
Oh,
really
yeah.
does change.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting.
Mhm.
Because, dude, I'm telling you, man, last having that experience, the cows were everywhere. I mean, we were in the herd, you know.
And you can't get better than that.
I mean, it was something so priceless. Never change it for what I've loved to shoot that animal in my right frame of mind. I could not have made that shot, right? Oh, dude, it was more like me doing this, like fucking throwing a fucking meat stick in my mouth, you know? Like it was fucking crazy. But that's why we bow hunt, right?
It is.
And I literally cannot make this up because, and I'll be the first one to admit, I was shaking so bad and you know, just
Yep.
I could not find my anchor point. Every time I found my anchor point, I was just shattered. It was like I was freezing. And I loved it so much, but like it was an experience that I'll never forget about. And like it was like, oh, that elk could have died right there, but the experience would have just there's nothing that would mimic that experience that I have right now. And
But that's something you'll carry with you.
oh, dude, that is why we hunt, right?
That's it.
That being said, next week I'm going to New Mexico, or this week I'm going to New Mexico, where we're doing a rifle hunt. And I'm looking forward it to just like a bow hunt too. But I will say this: it is a little easier, not a whole lot easier. It is easier though to sneak up to that pronghorn with the bow range than sitting behind a rifle that I can shoot. You know, these guns now that can shoot 1,000 yards.
Well, and it's a lot more fun, right? I chased pronghorn for decades with a rifle, and about 5 years ago, when I moved back to Colorado, I started chasing pronghorns with a bow.
Yeah,
because up in Washington they just don't exist.
Okay.
So back here, I went, well, let's try to chase one. So I'm down in Trinidad, talking with this old farmer, and he says, "Well, what are you doing? Do you got a decoy?" I said, "Yeah, I've got a decoy." He goes, "What are you flagging them?" I said, "Sorry, I had no idea what you're talking about." He goes, "Take a piece of t-shirt,
white t-shirt,
4 to 5 inches long, tie it to the end of your arrow, wave it." He said, "You'll bring them in for miles."
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking in the back of my head,
whatever bullshit,
yeah,
right?
Whatever. So
I know.
I go out the next day, and sure enough, I did just that. And I had one come in from 1,200 yards. He came all the way to 115. At the time, I didn't shoot that far. I just wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
And that freaking worked. So then they had no idea they made noise.
Yep.
I went, "What the hell's making that noise?" I'm looking around. Oh, that's you. Oh.
Yep.
So now I'm starting to call back to it.
Yep.
And we played for 2.5 hours. He did a full circle all the way around me.
Yeah. How fun is that?
I had never had that experience with a rifle. And that was just a lot more fun.
Yeah.
When you're talking about elk, you can hear them in rifle season, not interacting with them.
Just like bow hunting.
Just like bow hunting.
Yeah.
In bow hunting season, you're interacting with them. You're deep into them if you do it right.
Yep.
Mule deer, same thing. Bear, you can be a lot more interactive with them.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
How's that go? Life is better with a bow. That's why.
It's true. I don't know. I think I like the knowing that the fact that one arrow,
that's all you get,
can do it. You know, you could be you can knock another arrow, but likely you're not going to get another shot, right? You fuck up, that's on you.
Few and far between.
With the rifle, you can chamber another one and get another round in 9 times out of 10, right? With the bow, it's not the same. And I like the point where I know that one arrow, that one shot is where I place that fucking
that's
shot.
All you get.
That's what I get, and that's where I want to do it. That's the joy of that I get out of it.
So I did 2018, right after I moved back to Colorado Springs. I did the Train to Hunt event down in Colorado Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And one of their scenarios is 2 arrows in under 12 seconds.
Yep.
That's fast.
Real fast.
And got it. But I'm going, I need to practice that on a regular basis every year because that is one of those scenarios that you may run into.
Yeah.
And it's
everybody sheds the bed.
Yeah.
I mean,
that one arrow might just fly over back because you didn't range your right.
I mean, you did shoot a couple fives too.
I did shoot. I thought we were going to go there. I thought we were going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw one of your fives too down in the leg.
I don't know. That might not have been my arrow. I think it was Tomas's.
I'm sure it was your pink freaking light up knock.
I think it was when Tomas grabbed my bow.
Oh. I hear a bullshit session is what I hear.
But yeah, it's realistically styles like that of shit happens a lot, and all you can do is prepare for it, right? And I think this is where
this is perfect.
Your archery motion is a perfect scenario of, hey, sometimes hunts don't go your way, nonstop. Let's get moving. Animals don't stop. If they don't stop, usually they're fucking jetting the fuck out, right?
They're gone.
So better make the best of it, right?
Yep. But if you're not practicing on a moving target, you're not doing yourself any justice.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm saying is you could practice all you want at a still target, and you still can make a shitty fucking shot, right? It happens. I would rather take my chances of practicing on a moving target. Also,
it builds that confidence.
Build my confidence, and I can do it.
Yep.
I mean, that's just me, but I know people are going to be like, "Oh, you shouldn't take that shot because it's moving." Fuck you, bud. This is my tag. I want to fucking. I know I've hunted it long enough where nothing is fucking scripted perfect.
Well, you get into some of the conversations around ethical hunting.
Yeah.
30 yards is an ethical shot.
Yeah.
60 yards is not. Guys, if I'm comfortable at 80 yards, 60 yards becomes an ethical shot for me.
Yeah.
I practice at 110.
Yeah.
Right? When I go to the range in the mornings, my first 5 shots are at 110 yards.
Yeah.
I've got a 12-inch group at 110 yards.
I manage you. I manage you.
I am comfortable with taking that 60-yard shot on an animal.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, that's why I have my far targets, close targets.
Yep.
I got to do them all.
You do.
I mean, I don't know if you knew. I mean, I was pretty famous for a while. I shot an 87-yard odd shot up in top of Texas, pinwheeled it 30 yards. It was dead. I mean, I in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I would have never have taken that shot if I didn't have a 90-yard target.
That's it.
That I do all the time. When I stepped in the shop, it's right up there, that cow target up there laying down. I fucking shot. Because I knew.
Because you can.
Not only that, but he told me, he's like, hey man, be ready to fucking throw some carbon in the air at a good distance. And I said, like, give me a range. He goes, if you can shoot 100 yards, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to shoot far shots and get comfortable with it. And I did. I mean, I love shooting far targets because
they're fun.
Why? These bows now can fucking do it.
Yep.
And
it shows your skill level.
Yeah. And not only that, but like, would I tell a newbie to shoot that far? Yeah. If you want to just try it. Yeah.
Send a bomb.
Yeah. Fuck it. Try it. Cause it's fun. But guess what? I was a newbie when I tried it.
Yep.
And guess what? I kept practicing, getting better and better and do it.
Yep.
You get to know your bow and you get to know what the fuck you're doing.
And it's a comfort level with you. It's a comfort level with the bow. It's understanding what your capabilities are. And that's the key part of it.
Yeah.
My pronghorn was 94 yards out.
Yep. You're a fucking one-upper son of a bitch.
Dude,
I said 87. He got to go 91.
It's a shot. I mean, if you're going to send it.
You got to, right? But you're good because you said you do 110.
I practice at 110.
Yeah.
That's cold shoulder right out of the truck.
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of people get mad at you see all the comments on like Cam Haynes shooting those far shots and everything. Why? Let him shoot it. He's shooting it, he's practicing, and he's doing a great job doing it. Fuck it.
One of the main comments that Cam Haynes says that I do completely agree with. When you practice at 160, 80 becomes easy. When you practice at 80, 40 becomes easy. When you practice at 40, 20 becomes easy.
Yeah.
That's a very, very true statement.
How do you think about it like that? That is very true.
When you only practice at 40 yards and your group is this big at 40 yards, you probably shouldn't be shooting.
Yeah. You probably should be past shooting 20.
Go back to 20 and get
tight. Yeah.
The guys that I coach, I said, I want 1 inch for every 10 yards. So at 20 yards, I want a 2-inch group and no bigger. And that's with 5 arrows.
Yeah.
At 30 yards, 3-inch group, 40 yards, 4-inch group, 50 and work your way out. That's why I said I've got a 12-inch group.
Fantastic.
I'm perfectly comfortable with that group.
Oh, hell yeah. Crazy. Like, I honestly, I'm glad we kind of touched on this subject because, you know, I don't know you that well. And I just friendly just met you. We've DM each other
Right.
over
Yeah.
IG and stuff. And which I love because, you know, the first 5 minutes I knew when you walked in here, I was like, oh, fuck.
We're going to get along fine.
Yeah, definitely. What do you say, Tomas? Oh, I gotta. I didn't know we were like this on the street. I was like, you
Here we
gotta
go.
have thick skin
Right.
around this place now, dog.
Yep.
But it was fun. He goes, oh, I've been in the military, boy.
7 years in the Army, man.
Yeah,
I've seen it all,
I
done
was
it
like,
all,
yeah,
said it
you'll
all.
fit right in over here. But it was good because I had fun and I got to shoot your product. And you were lucky enough you brought your equipment here, and I'm thankful for that because now, like I said, like I'm speaking organically as fuck. Like it's fun and
It's real.
I mean, if people are having shoots this coming summer or later in this fall, like get a hold of this guy because this is fun. The new thing that's going to hit the market that I think you are definitely going to change the game.
And that's the key part of it. If you're not paying attention to me right now, you need to be, because at some point I'm not going to have time for you anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm thankful that you had time for me because I had a blast doing it because I really did. And I kept on seeing you at different events that I just, like I said, I usually hit 2 of the Western Hunt deals.
Yep.
You know, I do a lot more.
Well, we met at the
tax.
expo.
Yep. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yep.
And the expo was a fucking blur to me too, because I met so many
That was
new people.
months ago.
Yeah. April. Yeah. And like I literally see, you know, on the IG, like I just literally, I mean, I know Derek Wolf pretty well, right? And didn't he just shoot the
He did. So he was down at the Outdoorsman Days. He was one of the speakers. I was one of the presenters down
at
there.
the outdoor? Oh yeah,
Yep.
I missed that one. I think I was on my last trip with the kids before they went back to school. That's why I couldn't do that one.
Yeah, I presented the gutless method for those that have never seen it before.
On the deer?
On a goat, actually.
Okay, cool.
Showing how fast it could be done. So I actually got a whole goat done in under a half hour.
Really?
Really.
Damn, that's some fucking skill shit. I would love. You got a YouTube channel? I can check that out. Or what?
So that's this year's videos because I haven't been doing those type of videos. So that'll be this year.
Awesome. Cool.
So I can usually do a mule deer in about just under 2 hours. Again, solo hunter. So I can do an elk by myself in under 4.
Yeah, which is still fucking fast.
That's moving. And that's whole quarters, backstrap, rib meat, neck meat, brisket, and tenderloins.
And gutless. All gutless.
All gutless.
Good for you.
Bone out, right?
Nope.
Oh, with
Bone
bone in?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. That's impressive.
It's moving.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, here's Derek Wolf right here shooting your thing. Let's see what this guy did. Guarantee he blew up his arrows. Let's see. I knew it. I would too, though. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, that was close, huh?
So that was a 78-yard steel plate moving target.
Okay. And how big was the hole?
4-inch.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You guys. Well,
I was not forgiving on that one.
Yeah. Oh, god damn.
So we had of the, let's call it 9 or 10 shooters that actually paid money to shoot at it. 1 hit foam.
1.
And he actually hit a 12 ring. So I give him all the credit in the world for it.
Oh shit, that's good.
But you look at some of the spots where it's already skidding.
Yep.
And you've experienced it. It's not moving fast. It's a set speed.
It's cool. It's perfect. I think it's realistic as fuck, and especially at that distance. Oh,
but he was trying to lead it by about an inch or 2. And
too much.
It's too much. You need maybe a half inch at that distance. Yeah. But this also shows what we all know, the FPS of our bow, right? I would bet you could see now.
But I'm telling you right now, this is one thing I was just, before you said that though, you can only mimic that so much because every animal is different. Like a whitetail would either jump or sprint, or you never know. But I'm telling you, our bows are so fast now. So and at that distance,
it's not necessarily the bow or the string that the animal is jumping. I've had this conversation with a dozen or more people over the years.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Okay, so while the string your release and the string does make noise as it collapses. That's one piece of it. And that does make noise. I can't argue that it happens. When you talk about the broadhead and the fletchings that are on your arrow,
Absolutely.
that's what's making all the noise that's screaming in and alerting that animal that it's inbound. You're using AAEs of some form.
Yep.
I use blazer heats. Blazer heats are absolutely quiet in flight. I shoot annihilators, which are mostly quiet in flight. So I shot a video this morning because I was broadhead tuning this morning.
I saw that, yeah.
Yep. So I was shooting 40 yards. I took a video, put the camera right next to the target, and I shot an iron will, 100 grain. I shot an annihilator 7/8 blade at 40 yards, and then I shot an iron will or a annihilator XL at 40 yards. And I recorded what that sound of each of those, all the same arrows, but what each of those makes noise and what that sounds like inbound to the animal. That's what they're reacting to.
Yeah, that I can 100% agree with you there too, because I've had conversation with this too, but I didn't know you were going there. Yes, I will pat you on the back on that because it's definitely true. Like
when you throw a Montec G5 or something like that, that's an open blade, it screams the whole way in.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Iron will solid versus iron will gap.
Yeah, these two right here. So
So that one is a noisy bastard.
This
in
is
flight.
so loud.
Yep.
I swear to God, I literally, this is not the one, but this is the one I shot at 87 yards.
Okay.
And I'm like,
you can hear that arrow the whole way out.
So I watched it and heard it the whole time, right? I swear to God. And I was like, God damn, I'm going to shoot back. It's going to take off because it's going to hear it, right? I thought I grabbed the solid at that distance.
Okay.
Like these ones I love. Don't get me wrong. These fly so good out of my bow. I really do enjoy them. But these are quieter.
Yeah.
Right? So I literally thought I had this one on my bow when I shot that distance. When I recovered it, it was this one.
Yep.
So I cannot say,
it depends on the animal and what their level of reaction is, right?
If it was a whitetail, I don't know. But then again, I wouldn't be taking 87-yard shot at a whitetail like that, right?
No, so your kill zone in that is only 11 to 12 inches.
So we could talk all kinds of bullshit and this and that, but like you're right. Fletchings, broadheads makes a huge difference. And we were talking about strung G, the G or the drop. When they hear the string or this and that,
the bow collapse. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, it does make us noise, but by that time, at that distance,
they're not hearing that. No, they're hearing that arrow inbound.
And they're like, "Oh shit, what's going on?"
Right.
But I'm not an expert, and I've killed enough animals to fucking tell you guys that my way is the best way or whatever. It is what it is, and I will say this. I will only try to get better and practice everything I do.
Play with your setups. Every year. See what works. See what doesn't. Put your camera down at the target and see what it sounds like inbound. Right?
Yeah.
Those are the ways that you learn what's feasible.
If you like it, then run it. Right? That's what I say. If it works for you, then you run it.
I've converted probably a dozen people or more to using boning heats for fletchings instead of the AEs because they are quieter.
Okay. I haven't even heard of them. I've never heard of that. So thank you.
I take their bow, their arrow, and put them at 50 yards, and I'll shoot their bow and their arrow at the target and let them listen to it. And then I'll put my arrow in their bow and shoot it and let them listen to it. That way this is your setup.
Yep.
You can hear the difference.
Yep.
Or lack thereof.
Period. Yeah.
And then my bow with my arrow, and they went, "Ooh." Right.
Yeah, and I think that will get the misconception. They see advertisement, they see influencers, they see this and that, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm right up there with them. You know what I mean? Like, companies work with me because like I influence people. We'll say this: I literally try to only push the shit that I like. Like I said, I couldn't come on the podcast. I'm glad that you brought your here.
Well, you asked me for. Hell yeah, I'm going to bring it.
And I said, you brought it, right? And we put it up. I was like, well, let's fucking shoot it because this is organic. This is organic because I can't just go off what Derek Wolf fucking went off of. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not. I mean, I love the guy to death, but like literally,
You have to
I
shoot it.
want to shoot it myself. And now I'm a bigger fan of it because
Well, even
I
before we
actually
started the
shot it.
podcast, I said I can talk about it. I can show you the videos on it.
Yeah.
But until you shoot it, that's where it becomes real.
Yeah. And that's why I said it's organic, it's real. And that's why if anybody, listens to my dumbass, I literally say, if I say I like something, it's because I truly like something. And I think that's why I've been successful in this whole thing. I mean, I don't fucking, I could have been bought out a long time ago. You know what I mean? And my wife could probably have been a little happier with me,
Sure.
but I got to keep it real. I only work with companies that I like and I want to fucking work with. Right. So I can only imagine like my mom, my dad are like my biggest supporters. Right. So if I'm pushing something and they're going to go buy that fucking Traeger grill, they better fucking, they better
be
like
in love
it.
with
They
it,
better
right.
be good with it.
Yep.
Right. So that's why, like, I've came to the conclusion, like, I got tired of seeing, like, all these podcasts and all these influencers just like, oh, this motherfucker just got paid fat, which I'm not mad at.
But it works.
It's cool. But, I mean, I will say this. The product that you just, and we just shot, I fucking love it. And I think everybody should at least give it a whirl. Like I said, every archery range should have your product for sure.
At least one.
At least one, even if it's on the course or if it's by the
Practice range, novelty range,
whatever. I truly believe this is a huge step in practicing archery.
That's why at the top of the website it says this is the future of practice, because it really is.
1,000%. I honestly believe that, Sam. I honestly, like, I mean, damn, you looking for partners or anything? You know what I'm saying? No, it's cool because, like, I really, like, when I love something, I'm like, I'm pretty passionate about it. And, like, I really hope a lot of people, this podcast is going to hit a lot of people. And I hope to God they check you out. They listen to you, support a veteron.
That's it. Veteran-owned business.
Yeah. Small business.
Yep.
And
service-disabled veteran-owned business.
Hey,
you want to be,
hey, got blasted by a tank. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make a story out of that. We can fucking really get.
I mean, if we're gonna dig, let's dig, right?
That's the internet, right?
That's right.
But I will say this, like, honestly, like, I enjoyed your company. I enjoyed the person who you are, and just the times that we got to hang out. And I will say this: you're 1,000 times % could come back any day of the week.
Perfect.
And we can.
We're not done shooting.
Do demos. We can do things. We can bring some guys over. Hell, we can have fun. We can have fun doing this. And like, I honestly, this is one thing I will say about it. It's so realistic that you go live stream on this, and like it's people could say like, oh, you should do this and do that. Motherfucker, come up here and try this.
Like I told you out there, I've had plenty of people tell me, well, it's kind of slow. Grab a bow.
Yeah. Show me.
Grab a bow.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Because even at 25 yards,
yeah,
it's a humbling experience.
It is. I mean, not for me at 25 yards, but hey.
You want to see that arrow out there? Because I got an arrow that says it's split in half.
Hey, but it was a dead animal.
It was a dead animal. You're not wrong.
It was a dead animal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm tooting on my own horn. It's very humbling. And where I would shoot a 12 all day on a sitting thing or
stationary
10.
Let's
Let's keep it real. Maybe a 10. 10 8.
Dead animal.
But dead animal. But literally, the moving target makes a whole different, like, holy shit, dude. Like, could you imagine like having like, 2 or 3 on a course? Like, okay, we're gonna shoot this one and this one going up, next one going. So it would be so badass.
For years, I shot competition firearms after I got out of the Army. And some of the International Defensive Pistol Association, right? They always like to throw scenario-based shots in there.
Yeah.
So when I started putting this one together and I started doing videos, if Tomas gets bored and wants to go onto YouTube and pull up the video, I've got one where it's a standing bear moving directly towards you while you are down on your knees at your animal.
Okay.
So how fast can you grab your bow, knock an arrow, pull, let it go as that bear is moving towards you?
Oh shit, I got something even better than that.
That coyote that has the frontal rings that we were shooting at earlier.
Yeah.
That's closing the distance on you. That's not a shot that most people take. It's a frontal shot, which even fewer. Those are whole different worlds for a lot of shooters.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's I just think of like what we did with the 6 hour games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the hunter games.
Yep.
And
so think about your 9mm pistol shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
100 yards on a 12-inch steel plate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is like we're not shooting stationary. We're not running at targets. They're running at us now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have a scenario of we're getting a deer or whatever, an elk out, and a grizzly comes fucking charging you. We got to get our pistol out of our holster.
That was one of our scenarios in IDPA. Is you're down on your knees, you've already taken your animal, you're in the process of cutting it up, your rifle is out of range, but your pistol is still on your hip.
Yeah.
Mountain lion comes over the corner, asks, can you draw, set, engage, and shoot?
Yep.
Put 3 rounds in it.
Absolutely, dude.
And that is a realistic shot scenario.
Hell yeah. That is so realistic. And how fun is that?
It's awesome.
Like it's fun because we know it's
real.
Gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. But in the woods.
But if you don't practice it, you are gonna fumble all over yourself.
Fumble the thing, safety's on, fucking
shoot yourself.
Yeah. You're fucked.
Yep. Mountain lion's gonna eat you.
Yeah, you're fucked either way. Well, I always say that because like I always fuck around with like guys that take like videos of the mountain lion and they have their fucking pistol out and their phone.
Yeah. Put your phone down.
Like motherfucker,
put your phone down.
That felony is gone.
Yep. That's out of here.
I don't give a fuck. I got both hands. And like for some of these guys that hold in, don't shoot, good for them. Motherfucker, if I feel threatened, guess what, dude? I got a family to come back to. If I'm in the bad, cool. Take my hunting license away for whatever, but I'm coming back to my family every
all day long.
You know what I mean?
All day long.
That's just me. You know what I mean? Fuck you.
My safety is first.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fucking protect a fucking mountain lion that's gonna try to fuck me up and eat me.
Yeah, ain't happening.
Yeah, no, I got kids to come back to, a wife to come back to. I got to take her to Pound Town Yum Chow. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do shit. I got to have the fucking Sancho come over here because I got ate up on the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. Fuck
that mountain lion.
I told you I'm a solo hunter, so I have to amplify my level of safety 10 times over what most people do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just when you play that game, it's a whole different scenario.
Whole different game. I mean, nope. I would have shot that motherfucker
in a heartbeat.
I would have shot. It's just me, but hey, I'm just saying. What do I know? I wasn't in the scenario. I just saying. Out here, I've had a bear walk in here.
Oh yeah,
I had a bear in here. Guess what? I had to change. I had to change my gun that I had. Sig brought me a custom gun that I liked, 9.
Okay.
This is a 10.
Yep.
And I said
a little more solid thumb.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking change it because if that motherfucker came in here and if it was another one, so it got scared. Scared. That's what I said. And it ran away. But if it was one of the big motherfuckers that I see running around here all the time, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I'm standing on the table and emptying that magazine all the way down.
I'm clearing it and I know.
Yep.
Guess what? I ain't fucking around. I'm not trying to get my fucking phone out. Like,
you're not trying to record it.
I'll do the aftermath on it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it.
I'll show you how to gutless it.
Yeah, there you go. I that's why I said, like, we were just talking about that, and I was like, no, I see that shit, and like, the different scenarios of like you practice it, like, we always think like, oh, the worst can happen. Yeah, but have you really?
But have you practiced for it?
That's why I said.
That keep their guns and they keep them locked in the safe and they've never taken them out or very rarely take them out to shoot them. And that's fine. I'm a gun owner. I got no heartburn with that. However, you should be going to events. You should be taking advantage of those different scenarios. IDPA, USPSA, IPSTEC, 2-gun, 3-gun, Indoor Combat League. You should take advantage of every one of those to learn how to use that weapon appropriately.
No, it's facts. And like, that is kind of one of the best blessings that I've had working down with SIG is, one, they are fucking, I'm going to say it, they're a badass company. But 2, I got invited to all these cool ass events and I got to realize, motherfucker, I get humbled a lot. Like, oh, I think I know how to fucking shoot a gun, or I think which, you're going against some bad motherfuckers, but for me and myself, I was like, I need to practice more.
Yeah.
Holy shit. worst scenario, I don't give a fuck if somebody tries to rob me. You got to have that scenario of
You've already
how
played
to
it.
operate that fucking gun. And now, thank God for the past couple of years now, I have been operating my gun now, shooting it. Because before that, I was like, yeah, I know how to use my gun. No, motherfucker. I'd have been like pulling back on that elk, fucking shaking out hot dog factory. You know what I mean?
So 15 plus years ago, I went through a set of instructors with a couple buddies of mine, probably 20 years ago. About 15 years ago, that same instructor sent out an email to every student he's ever had. And the subject line was, I challenge you. That's all it had. You go into the body of the email and said, if you're a right-handed shooter, I want you to shoot your pistol with your left hand. Cool. We've all done that. All right. If you're a right-handed shooter, I want you to shoot your M4 in your left shoulder. If you're a right-handed shooter, I want you to shoot your shotgun with your left shoulder, left eye dominant, left finger.
Yeah.
And totally change.
That's different.
I got humbled badly.
Yep.
So I'm in the range. I'm shooting. Kid that's running the range comes over. He said, sir, can I interrupt you for a minute? Sure. What's up? He said, it's your first time shooting. You look really, really uncomfortable. I said, before I answer that, and I roll the target up. I was shooting at 50 yards. So I roll the target up and everything's still within a small window, right? I said, okay, so here's the deal. Here's the scenario. Told him about the email. I said, so I'm a right-handed shooter, right eye dominant, right finger trigger shooter. This is all left eye dominant, left shoulder, left trigger finger, never been shot like that before.
Yeah.
And he looked at the target, looked at that, looked at me and went, sir, you enjoy your day.
Yeah.
And he
Shut
walked
the
off.
fuck up. Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
But
honestly,
if you're not practicing those type of things, you don't know what to expect.
well, I was the same, and I not airing it like that little kid that came up, the guy that came up to you, but like I was like, no, why would I ever do that? Right? Why? And the guy goes, what if you get shot in your fucking hand?
Yeah.
And you can't hold it, or you get shot in that arm and you can't hold it.
You fell down the stairs and you broke that arm on the way.
100%. And I was like, oh fuck, shut up, Luke. Just do it.
Just do it. Right. But I've shot shotgun for years.
Yeah.
I know the pocket. I know exactly where it fits. I know where it's comfortable. I can absorb that recoil all day long. You move that over to the left shoulder.
Your eyes, everything, shoulders.
There is no pocket.
Yeah. It's all it's foreign.
It kicked the shit out of me.
Oh,
First 5 shots, I was black and blue for a week.
Yep.
I'm like, no black and blue at all. Ow.
Yeah. You went from hitting a glory hole to fucking just far new.
Just bad.
Yeah, I know. It's different, but that's what we were saying. It's no different than
go shoot.
Your thing. Shoot, moving target, shoot different scenarios. Why not? No
offense. I don't mean anything by this.
Shit, we're about to get down.
Oh, but here we go. You have a wonderful range in your backyard.
Yep.
And you may or may not move stuff around on a regular basis. And that's cool. Dudley said it the other day in one of his comments about he went to a new space with 5 targets, set up a whole new course so he could shoot that morning somewhere different. That's what it should be.
Yep.
Change your game, change your mindset, change the scenario so that you don't get comfortable making the same shots every day, all day.
Every day.
The moving target adds to that.
100%. That proof in the pudding right there. That's it. But in my defense, one, I'm a little lazy. Can't move it all myself.
It's your range, and you do whatever you got to do. There was no judgment.
But we were talking about those bigger targets, right? I got to have fucking 2 or 3 guys there too to move that motherfucker. So I won't move it as much.
Sure.
My little ones, hell yes. I 100% agree on that.
That little raccoon target is awesome on there.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. It's so tiny and oh fuck. And
Grouse target.
It probably feels like it's moving faster too. Looking like it's faster. Yeah.
The squirrel, the armadillo, the grouse, those are all awesome targets.
I bet Dudley got that from my video. He probably learned that from me. That little trick. I'm just kidding.
Practice on that so that I can take out the squirrels at my house.
There you go.
city suburban, right? No, it is true. Dudley had a great point on that. I think I remember seeing that. He changed
that was just
it
a couple days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And which is very true because I moved my moose and caribou around, which the mini ones.
Right.
And I was like, dude, this is way different.
It is.
And I quartered them a little different.
Quartering away makes it harder.
And I said, dude, it's true because like if I don't move them, I don't have to bring up my rangefinder.
Yeah.
Because I know.
Because you already know where it is.
I already know it's in my head.
So when we got here, we set that up. You said, you grabbed your rangefinder and said, what's that at?
And you said,
and I said 27. You ranged it and went, 26. Well, shit, look at you.
Yeah.
These are things that people should practice because it is hunting season in 2 weeks. You should know how to judge ranges, especially close distance.
Yep.
And get comfortable with it.
1,000%. I will say that. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely say it enough, like clubs. And if you have a piece of land, you should definitely think about getting something like this.
Whether you're a rifle guy, whether you're a bow hunter, it fits both.
I'm going to make a couple calls for you, buddy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's something that that's cool and unique, and it just makes everything so much more realistic and as realistic as it can get in a practice format. You know what I mean?
Like you said, time in the Army, time as a hunter, time all those years in competitions, whether firearms, IUPA, IPSC, pick one, and then my time competitions in bow hunting. I said there's got to be a better way to make a more challenging shot.
Yep.
It's sitting out in your backyard.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to talk to you after we get done recording this podcast because I got a couple ideas and
there we go.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's good, all good because you're the man behind the operation. And what is it? It's not what you know, it's who you know.
That's the true statement.
That's what helped me to get where I'm at now. So, but
can I mention one more thing?
Hell yes.
You're wearing a wristband on your wrist right now.
Yeah, yeah, because you brought it to me.
I did. So while I started Archery in Motion, and it's got some success behind it, I've gone to all these events over the last couple of years, but especially over this year, taking the moving target out. And what I realized is that there's a missing piece. And so I started our Valor Archery Challenge, which is going to be a military veteran-focused 3D archery event.
Okay.
Have rental gear, so rental bows. So, and coaches, for those that have never shot before, want to try to get into the sport.
Yep. Introduce it.
Yep. So 15 target range, 20 yards, max distance, full broadside. Build that confidence, right? Intermediate course, 50 yards out, a lot of quartering to, quartering away, some broadside. By the time we get to the advanced or extreme course, up to 100 yards with multiple moving targets.
Yeah.
Nothing broadside.
Yeah.
So working on with Fort Carson, trying to bring that to life so that it's on Fort Carson, not at Cheyenne Mountain. So it's on Fort Carson. Military camaraderie, veteran camaraderie together. So that's the bracelet that you're wearing.
Okay. Thank you I should have asked you that right away.
No, it's all right.
So how long have you, how is this in the works now?
That's 5 weeks old.
Okay.
So business plan is there. Website is already up. Already got 35 grant applications out in the world.
Awesome.
Already talked to a couple investors that are looking at backing me. Derek Wolf, had a conversation with him around it. He went, yes, absolutely. VSOs, whether it's a VFW, American Legion, Wounded Warrior Project, name them all the way down the line, all said, yes, we're right behind you.
Which makes sense. It fits our category.
Well,
right?
So here's the fun part. Anything that's a VSO gets a booth for free.
Fantastic.
Gets them exposure. Yeah. Gets that military connection. The groups that I've talked to that are hunting organizations for veterans and military, they get a booth for free because it helps build that camaraderie and releases that PTSD.
So important. Yeah.
Right?
So important.
And then a lot of the retail shops, manufacturers, you're going to pay for a booth because you're selling something.
Yeah.
But
you're making money off it.
Right. But I want to make sure that it's reasonable, and I'm only bringing in those retail shops that offer deep veteran discounts.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're wearing.
Hey, good for you on that, because and talking about it now, because that's very important to hit, because it says a lot about you, for one, why you should support you, something like this. But two, guys are going to hear this and be like, okay, what's the website? Where can I check this out?
ValorArcheryChallenge.com.
And how can somebody get involved? Email you?
Email me directly. Yep. support@ValorArcheryChallenge.com.
And that's on the website and everything? Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, because this is something that I'm definitely interested in, because I mean, if you don't know anything about me, I'm 100% behind our veterans.
and that's part of the reason I threw it out there.
But two, my dad was Vietnam vet, and
same.
I would have been out of all my siblings, I would have been the one that join the military because one, I wasn't smart enough to get a scholarship like my brothers and sisters, so that's why I fought. But two, my dad didn't really want me to do the military deal. He wanted me to.
It's not for everybody.
No, but it was more like I love like serving my. I would love to. So this is me, how I could serve my country back. Of give him how let me give back to him somehow. And
well, so like quick summary, right? TAC focuses on the extreme shooters. Western Hunt Fest focuses on bow hunters. Mountain Archery Fest focuses on the families. Nobody's looking at the military community.
Mm-hmm.
And there's active, there's National Guard, there's reserve, there's veterans, and there's the families associated with it.
Yep.
And those families are just as important as those that are serving or those that have served.
100%.
So let's bring all of that together, because when guys get out of the military, there's a transition process now. But when guys like me get out in 2001, there was no transition process. So it created some PTSD. It created a struggle. It created disconnection, which takes you down a rabbit hole of bottom bottle, right? This helps bring not only civilian community together, but veteran community. And it introduces them to something that, for me, archery became my PTSD relief.
Yeah.
I want to help bring that to others so that they have an opportunity to find that long before it took me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's that you lived it and
still live it.
And that's one thing I will say about that is like, I feel like you have overcome a lot of it. I can tell.
Very much so.
And I can see that you want to help others that have struggled with it. So I can see it right now in your face.
Yep.
And I will, and that's why I said I will help you get there, support you, and do whatever to get there, because it's a thing, man. Like that whole thing is a real thing. And I will always do what I can to support our veterans.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, man, that's fucking dope, though. Honestly, that's honestly. Yeah, that's fucking sweet of you to do that. And how fun is that?
Right. Now it's setting up my own.
Yeah, it's fun. Hell yeah, dope. That's good. So I got a bunch of things to talk to you about. Well, that being said, that being said, like I just want to say, well, thank you for coming out here.
Happily.
Like,
it's been great.
Coming out here, setting up your target, let me shoot it.
Let me bust your arrows.
Yeah, fuck. I guess that's all right though. If anybody had busted, it would be you. The master. But like honestly, like I really enjoyed meeting you, and I look forward to the future. Honestly,
we're not done.
No, I guarantee you. Just especially after what you just told me. Like honestly, minus that, but like I said too, we're gonna.
Yeah, we're not done.
I'm gonna get a little barbecue going. We're gonna have some fun. It'll be good. And like I said, like I'm always up in Colorado Springs, so I'll come in. I'll ring on your door. Let's go shoot some.
Yeah, let's go ping.
I always tell the Pack 'em Out boys, I'm like, hey, you used to call me and want to shoot, but I take all your money. What's up, dog?
Keep threatening to say, let's go out with one arrow. And I say, guys, you don't want to shoot against me.
I know that, man. But that being said, like I just want to say thank you. So where can all the listeners find you at and everything? Like your target, moving target, like let them know.
So for Archery in Motion, it really is just that. It's everything across the board, whether it's YouTube, website, Instagram, Facebook, all social media is all Archery in Motion. On the Valor side, it's valorarcherychallenge.com and at Valor Archery Challenge 1 for YouTube and Valor Archery Challenge for Instagram, because apparently there was already the YouTube side was already taken once.
Oh, believe me, I know all about that whole fucking bullshit. Yeah, I know. I call it bullshit. Yeah.
Luke, it's been a pleasure.
Even the domain shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like I gotta pay all that. I'm like, bitch, I own this motherfucker. And somebody buys it right away. I'm like, oh, now I'm gonna have to fucking do .net or fucking something. I'm like, you kidding me?
Or buy it back.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's all that money. I'm like, fuck you. My shit. But yeah, but like honestly, I just want to say thank you for coming out.
It's been great.
I can't wait to put this one out because I feel like it's good. It's gonna be good. I enjoy your time. But
wrap it up.
I think we probably should do maybe one more round and just for bragging rights out there.
What, you want another 12 ring?
I do want another 12 ring.
You're not gonna get it. But okay.
I know we out.
Oh.